And go.
Give me a beat, dude.
And go. Go.
Access Sports Weekly.
Already.
All right, let's go.
Oh my God.
I knew that was coming from Seth, and welcome, show numero uno of the year.
We're here.
And this guy is not in a little bitty cell phone on the table.
No, he's
actually
here making the camera work really hard to get everybody in.
Right there,
it's
he is.
so great.
Yes, so great.
He's
Welcome
here.
into the studio.
We did it.
And we are here.
Hey,
it is finally
look at us.
Here.
It seems like we've been
Who
doing
would've
this
thought?
for like 5 months already.
It feels like I'm sitting at like a Tennessee-Georgia game in Neyland Stadium and I can't move. So tight in here.
You said, why
Hey,
did
I
you,
just get to be in the studio with you guys.
It's good.
It's pretty fun.
It's real
It
good.
is.
We're happy to have you here.
Yeah,
Did
just
you drive?
once a year, though. Once a
That's
year.
fine. That's once a
Did
year.
you
That's
drive down or fly?
fine. No, I flew.
No.
Aisle seat.
How did you
Leg
fly?
room.
What?
I'm a window seat guy
no,
myself.
I want to hear the answer. How did you fly? Jeff just wants to know how you.
Yeah, what bird did you use?
A Boeing 787.
Oh, okay.
Man, oh boy.
Hey,
Was it called the
congratulations on
Eagle?
making it
Was
here.
it called the Eagle? Was it called the? No.
No.
Hey, look, I got to welcome everybody to the show, by the way, because we've been excited about getting this back on the.
It's football season.
Well, yes, it is football season. Anybody excited?
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm ready.
We got a big opening week, by the way.
Absolutely thrilled.
You are thrilled, Seth.
Not to mention, like, just getting to, like, talk high school football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, not even Friday night's going to be exciting enough,
yeah.
but, like, we've been talking about high school football for, like, 2 weeks now.
2 weeks.
Just like
How about
over text
about
messages
3
and
months?
stuff.
About
Don't you remember that?
Yeah,
We don't
3 months.
really ever
Look,
stop
that
because
right
of
3
that
months.
thing, because of that thing.
3 months.
We
But like,
never
but,
stop.
but really
It
getting into
never
the high school
ends.
football talk. Like, yes, we
Yeah.
work on this for 3 months out of the year, and you know a lot of work goes into it. But like all of my text message threads with all of you,
Yeah, it's high
for the
school.
past 2 weeks, it's all football,
It is.
Well, that's true.
Yep.
which has been
I
awesome.
wouldn't have it
No,
any other way.
I know, yeah.
I wouldn't have it any
I've
other way.
seen your messages with Bo. They're just highly inappropriate, is what they are. That's
No, that's Bo's and Jeff's. It's
That's
not-
also
yeah.
true. That's true.
Some could be, yes.
The group chat goes wild, folks.
I will say
Yes.
this: that I feel like I am being bullied. So
Yes.
I'm only here once a year. You have to take it.
Do
from
we
me.
have any music for that?
The world's smallest
Did you
violin.
Maybe a violin.
You asked me if we have music specifically for bullying Jeff?
Well, he acts like he needed some music.
That sounds like something we'd really get in trouble for.
You think so?
Yes.
I wouldn't call it bullying.
help
No.
me, help me,
Hey, look,
We're just having
Help
fun.
Me, help me help you. Help me help you.
help me, help me.
there is no help for you.
Yeah, we gotta learn that.
We love you,
learn
Jeff.
That
Thank
We
you.
do.
Thank
We
There's
do
no
love you,
help
Jeff.
for
I-
us.
We love our
How about
Jeff
this?
Hart.
What I tell my kids: love me less.
Okay.
All right, look, guys. Off season was filled with a bunch of stuff: new classifications, playoff ranking systems,
New playoff structure.
North versus South now in the first round of the playoffs for half of the teams. I guess
Yeah,
you
which-
could call it.
which is weird.
I don't know what you guys were looking at, but are interested in that happened in the offseason. But we are now down to 6 classifications, by the way, because they eliminated 7.
It's
8.
really 7.
7.
I mean,
It's
really
really
7, but
and
you
it's
know.
really 8 because we're going to have 8 different
That's
playoff
right.
brackets.
That's right.
Look, I like the fact because one of the things that I've been able to put in some of the things that we've had on on Access this last week or so, it's consolidated some of the power programs into the regions again, like it was when it was 6. So now, I mean, let's take 5A. I mean, you got 3 state champs from last year in that one classification. I mean, is everybody else playing for that 4th spot? Because I feel like those 3 are going to be in. I mean, it's a beast in 5A, and we, you know. And 6A, which was the old 7A, which could be considered one of the toughest high school leagues in the country, I mean, you've got even more teams in it now. I mean, that first round, we talked about the second round being really the first round's going to be tough in 6A.
Guys, I think the most absurd thing, and Caleb wrote an opinion piece on it, it's on Access right now, is how they're doing Class A D1 to Class 3A and basically putting a playoff ranking system in and then kicking the private schools out of the public school playoff, but the private schools can still win a region with public schools.
Well, and you know, again, you can see the full piece at Access WD where I kind of go into more detail about it. But my point is, and I'm a guy, by the way, who has long defended having the public and private schools playing together.
Yeah, that is true.
I've heard him say that.
Even when, Bo, you and I have had this argument on some shows before. You're of a different mindset than I am, but I've liked seeing competition between some of the best public and private schools playing for the same title. I think there have been some great games as a result of it, but it's clear the public schools have the vast majority in administration of the GHSA, and it's clear they want the private schools out, or at the very least, they don't want to have their school have to play them. They've made that clear.
In a championship game.
Abundantly. And so they're willing to upend their playoff structure completely just to keep their schools from losing to private schools. If that's the case, if we're going to keep going through this every 2 years, I would just as soon us go ahead and have them split.
I would agree with you. I agree that it should be a split. I do. You correct me if I'm wrong. You don't really like the power ranking system either.
I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm not 100% opposed to it either. That I can more go either way on.
I think me and you have talked about the power. We would like them just to do it for. Why not just do it for all the classifications?
I don't hate that idea. Like, if there's a region that only deserves 1 or 2 teams in 5A, 6A, why should they get that 3rd and 4th spot when there's going to be a team on the bubble out?
Now, see,
I like that idea.
I do think doing it the way they're doing it now, I prefer to just your power rating determines whether or not you're in the playoffs or what your seed is. I like the fact that if you're a 1 seed, you're a 1 seed.
For sure, yeah.
You just get seeded with the other 1 seeds, and the level of competition that you play is based on where you rank among those. I like that.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not saying a 1 seed should be seeded 18th.
I think if you play in your region, because I've been a proponent of us shrinking the amount of classifications. I think we need to go to less classifications like they've done, because I think we need larger amounts of teams in regions so that you have to earn your way to one of those top 4 seeds. But I am for deciding the playoff spots with the region standings on the field. I just think there is some room for a power rating to maybe help seed the bracket once the teams have more seeds.
I got to say something here with this. Look, I'm in favor of blowing the regions up, period. Like, why do we need regions in high school football? Why don't we just play each other, take the playoff ranking system or the power rankings, and seed everybody out? Because I think it's absolutely absurd that a team that is 4-5 or 4-6 or 3-7 or 2-8 that plays in a region, they make the top 4, they get into the playoffs, and they get hosed or killed in the first round of the playoffs just for the patch on your Letterman's jacket. I think it's ridiculous, personally. So just dump the regions, make up like, the Lanier Land division. Where Forsyth and Hall and Dawson and Gwinnett, not Gwinnett, leave them out. Habersham, make a division, play for a division title, but your playoff ranking system determines who you are.
Look, 8-5A was exactly what you're talking about. Not a single team left. This is why Jackson County, and we'll get to that, Jackson County and Habersham Central, they could play for the region title this year. That entire region, as it's restructured, none of them had a winning record last year, but 4 of those teams in 8-5A went to the playoffs.
I don't know that I would throw out the regions entirely because of what Caleb was saying. Like, the region champions should be seated higher in the bracket 1 through 8. So having those
no matter
regions,
who they play, no matter how weak their schedule is,
you win a region championship, you're going to have a 7-3 record.
I don't disagree with the way that they're seeding people with the 1 seeds. What I'm just saying is,
your top 2 seeds from each region are going to get 1 through 16, and then 17 through 32 are at large.
Look, take the NFC South, and
that's not a bad idea.
That's the way I think it's going to be.
Your top 2, and years ago they used to just take 2
exactly
out of the region. But I don't disagree with what you're saying there at all. If you're going to do the at-large. But then again, you're going to have the other, on the other hand, crying, well, we placed 3rd and we were just 1 game behind 2nd. Which
play harder teams.
I get that, but just play harder teams.
Right. Well, the NFC South, in the NFL, that's a horrible division, but one of them's going to win the region. One of them's going to read that title and go to the playoffs. But the other 3 are just, they're awful. They're not going to go to the playoffs. I can see the region, the reason to, keep the divisions or regions, however you want to call it. I can also see a region like, let's do a power seeding, because in the NFL, they do a power rankings every week, regardless of what the divisions are. How different do those look a lot of times?
The reason that I am not for totally getting rid of the structure. And the reason I would not be for just a power rating determining everything is because of I'm trying to think of the correct usage of the word here, the arbitrariness of it. That's not a word, but I'm going to say that. The arbitrariness of it. Because if I play in a region and I know that I need to make the top 4, the top 2, whatever you want to do to make the playoffs, I go into the last few weeks of the year and I know exactly what needs to happen in order for me to make the playoffs. I know I need to win.
Just win, baby.
I need to win this, or this. But if I am, in a power rating structure, I could go, well, I could win all my games and maybe it doesn't matter at all, or I could lose all my games and maybe it doesn't matter at all. Like, there's so much, and you can structure the playoff, the power rating however you want to do it. There's been a lot of different ways it's been done. I think the way they're doing it now, pretty good one. I actually like that formula.
Right.
But at the end of the day, there's an arbitrary factor of, okay, you're going to play a game on the field, but you're going to walk off the field winning and losing and not actually knowing if you've won or lost, because you don't know 100% how the math is going to work out.
Look, that's true. I think one of the discussions me and you had was, okay, they're doing it for 3.
Do it for all.
So either you're doing 3 and you're not doing 3.
I agree with that.
Somewhere I think we need to decide. None or all? I think because why is it okay to do the power rate? You got Marist, that's a private school that's in Class 4A, and they're not subjected to the power rankings.
I wonder if this is like a
trial run
type thing. Like, we're going to test it on the lower divisions and see what people think about it, how it makes some matchups look before we just go all out. You think of video replay with SEC, and they have these small tests for what you will, and then they expand it to the whole. I think maybe that might be where the GHSA mind's at. But of course, in 2 years, it could just completely.
I was about to say this is why I think they need to just split the public and private, because I'm tired of us going through this whole rigmarole every 2 years.
Yeah.
We have these little, whatever you want to call them. I almost said something I shouldn't have said on the show, but we have these little fights down there at Thomaston every 2 years, and I get tired of it.
I agree. Look,
let's figure out what we're going to do and move forward.
Basically, just rip the Band-Aid off of it completely and say, okay, private schools, we made this league for you. Public, this league for you. You can play each other. If you want to play a private school the regular season, play it. But you're not going to play each other in a count toward anything as far as a region standing or a state playoff. And that would solve a whole lot of the problem. But, again, in 2 years, we'll probably have a new system. All right, guys, we're here to talk about picks.
Let's talk football.
Let's talk actual football.
No, games on the field. That's what I want to talk about.
And we've got a new segment that's not really new. It's kind of revamped. So that's coming up later in the show. And
I'm excited about it.
Our guest picker on the show today.
What
you want to tease it at all?
Didn't you called it some sort of a tour?
Redemption tour
tour
for Coach Ryan Murray.
Whoa!
He'll get his picks.
Yeah.
Yes, he did finish last year.
Poor guy.
I mean,
in the bottom.
I hope he doesn't finish last again.
I hope he finishes, at least at the top of the guest picker standings after this week.
Well, are you saying you have a favorite that you want to see win the guest picker standings?
Well, I said I hope he finishes at the top of the guest picker standings after this week.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Let's talk football.
Let's talk football. And let's open talking football.
Okay.
With perhaps maybe the biggest game in the state, or one of the top
nation. It's up there.
The nation. Buford at Milton. Who wants to start this conversation? This one's very interesting.
Well, Jeff, you're going to be there, right?
Woo doggy. Yeah, I'm going to be there. I can't wait. I mean, we talked about this in May. I'm going to that one.
Get on out of here.
Jeff's had a hotel in North Fulton for about the last 3 months.
There's a great Greek place right there in Roswell. I'm there. I don't. Where do you start with this? Because you got Power 4 guys.
At Milton. That's where.
Well, that's true. All over the field.
Buford will be on the field
on both
Buford's
teams.
there.
You got a former Buford player now at Milton. That's going to be interesting. It's Buford. I mean, they're going to be good. We know they're going to be good. How good? That's going to be. I mean, they've got they got questions.
Who's the quarterback, Jeff?
Well, we don't know. I talked to Brian Appling. I had a story on Access earlier this week. I let you read the Otter thread through that, and he actually got mad at me because you've asked me that question 3 times. I'm still not going to answer it. So, and I really wasn't trying to do that. I was just like, is it really going to go down to the last practice? It's going to go down to the last practice. He said he might not even know until they get off the bus. So we have no idea who's going to play quarterback. There's a good running back. The offensive line's being remade. They've got, some questions on offense. And you look at that Milton team, they've got everybody back. They got like 14 to 18 starters, depending on who actually starts the game, back from a state championship team in Class 7A, one of the best divisions in the country. It's going to be a tall task.
So, you got to look at Caleb Walker. You got to look at this game as Buford kind of retooling their offense. And then you look at Milton, who has the state's passing or receiving leader
and
one back, C.J. Wiley, who's going to Florida State. Their offense is not going to have – of course, it'd be game one, maybe a little game one stutters here and there.
Maybe.
But you got to think, man, this is going to be a huge game for this Buford defense to try to give the offense some good field.
Yeah, you've got 2, and the names are in the magazines. I'm struggling to remember them off the top of my head, but you've got 2 tight ends.
Do you need the magazine?
If you don't mind, that would be great. I can do this on the fly.
fly.
But you've got 2 tight ends playing there at Milton. One of them committed to Georgia. One of them committed to Auburn. And, who generally covers tight ends in the passing game? A lot of times it's linebackers. What is Buford's strongest position? Linebacker, where they've got multiple guys back. So, you've got Ethan Barber and Ryan. I don't know if that's G or Gay. I'm not sure. But those are the 2 4-star tight ends, one going to Georgia, one going to Auburn. Luke Nickel, who's going to Miami, is the quarterback there. If you talk to people around Buford, the biggest question mark defensively is the secondary.
That's going to be a big key in this game.
That's going to be a big key in this game.
Huge.
But on the other side of things, maybe Buford's front 7 can get some pass rush on. The word we got out of the scrimmage was that Hughes' offensive line had a very good day against Buford in the scrimmage. Now, Hughes has got some very highly ranked offensive line prospects. They might have the best offensive lineman in the state. So make of that what you will. I don't know exactly what Milton's bringing to the table on that front, but I do think the biggest key will be, can Buford find something of their own in the passing game, and can they get some pressure on Milton's quarterback, Luke Nickel?
And I think that this is Buford's biggest season opening test in quite some time.
Probably ever.
Yeah, I don't know that they've had a bigger test. We've seen them play out of state week 1. We've seen them play nationally televised games week 1, and it's been Buford rolls, right?
Right.
This Buford team, I don't know, is ready to be the same Buford and compared to those other Buford teams in terms of rolling and stuff. But I think what you have to take into account is Buford with Milton not knowing who Buford's quarterback's going to be, with Buford retooling some things. I think Buford can come out and kind of surprise Milton maybe. And get on the road, get up early, and then allow that front 7 to really try and get pressure on Luke Nickel when you know that it's passing downs.
Right.
When Milton's trying to play catch up. Milton wants to score a bunch of points, and they want to score them fast. I think Buford, the way that they've been built in the past and the way they continue to be built, is to shorten games. I think that's the big key, is can Buford keep the offense on the field to shorten that game down and then finish drives.
Look, that was an issue last year in the games that I saw, that the offense would bog itself down. They would have a couple of 3-and-outs, and they could never really get the rhythm. So you got a new quarterback. You've got, a retooled offensive line, new receivers, new tight ends. I think it's a lot to ask against that team. I'm not sure. I don't know how Buford's going to stay in this game. And I hate to say that because, Buford is Buford. But this is a matchup.
Say that again.
Buford is Buford.
No, before that.
Which part?
Something about staying in the game.
It's going to be hard to stay in the game. I feel they're going to do exactly what you say. They're going to take the ball, they're going to ram it down their throat somehow, get a touchdown, and hope that the defense can slow down Milton. But
if this is a 21-14 type of game, Buford's winning. You can't tell me that in a low-scoring game that Buford didn't do enough to win the game.
Look, Milton is a 3-point favorite at home, which essentially, when you throw in the 3 points that home teams usually get, it's a toss-up game. I'm really kind of surprised at that. With all that Milton has coming back, I am. I can see that. I could see a close game going Buford's way if they get some breaks. I'm just telling you, at high school, when you've got that many players returning off a state championship team, the only thing that can slow Milton down is complacency.
That's
the way I feel about it.
Is this the most prohibitively that Buford's been an underdog to open up a season in a game?
Probably.
Probably.
At least in the
eyes of the prognosticators.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably.
of which we are.
Which
some
could
of them.
play in.
And
Look,
I
that could
think
play in their factor.
A lot of that thing has to do with it is you also look at Milton being a Class 7A state champ last year, and the amount of key players they have returning, superstars, I guess you could call them. And then you have Buford, who's kind of been on that 3-year, a couple of year skid, and
but they were playing in 7A.
They were playing in 7A. So, I think you said it in one of the stories. This was the game that everybody wanted to see last year in the bins, and it did not happen. So it's the season opener, and we do know there's going to be a little bit of rust on each team. So all I can say is get to Milton, and if you can't get to Milton, check out AM 550. We won't have the game for you. I wanted to have that game for us, but we didn't.
AM 550 is another game that we'll talk with Coach Murray later.
Coach Murray later. All right, Rabun County at White County. This game is very, very interesting. Rabun County, a 13-point favorite in this. When they go to Cleveland, guys, I don't know. I mean, you look at Rabun County.
This is the game you've looked at the entire time.
Ty Truelove, back at quarterback, I think 2,500 yards last year with a torn labrum.
Yeah, area passing leader last year.
You had Reed Giles, almost a 1,200-yard rusher for them. You've got two big guys on that offensive line. Then you, on the flip side, for White County, you look at them. Trip Nix, he's back, 3-year starter. Ryan Fowler is not. Their 1,000-yard rusher from last year. Noah Lammers is going to be the guy that steps up in that. Then you look across the offensive line. They don't have many returning starters, but they have kids up front that did play last year.
Right.
This very well could be, Walker, a battle in the trenches between these two.
This is where this game is going to come down to, guys. I talked with Rabun County for the Kickoff magazine, and when I learned that Ty Truelove had a torn labrum and still threw for 2,500 yards, I mean, he's healthy now.
Right.
So that number is only going to get shattered this year. White County, Trip Nix, he's going to throw the ball all over the field. This is going to come down to which secondary can make a play. Because I think that both of these teams are going to air it out. Rabun's going to be a little bit more run balanced this year. They have the offensive linemen.
That's what they've told us.
That's what they've told us. But Rabun County is going to want to score a lot of points. That's just the way that they're built. So I think which secondary makes the play late in the game might be the deciding factor, Jeff, in this one.
Look, White County has the 7-3A, which had some really good players. Defensive Player of the Year in John Scott. I mean, 138 tackles. He was everywhere.
58.
They return
158.
158. My bad. Sorry about that.
Don't short that man.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, he worked hard. He earned it. But they've got a lot back. They have a really good front seven. That's where this game is won, like you said. Good offensive line for Rabun, really good front seven for White County, who, by the way, is my dark horse pick to win.
By the way, you talk about that defense. The majority of that defense is back for White County.
Exactly.
For sure.
I think it's a great matchup. I mean, the key matchup might be the White County offense against the Rabun defense, because
that's what I think it is.
Right. I think that's going to be the key to the game.
I think you can flip it too, though.
But here's the thing,
though.
though.
Wreak some havoc in the backfield from the defensive front.
There's so many known commodities for Rabun County returning offensively. I agree with everything Walker said about Ty Truelove. I just have a hard time seeing Rabun County not scoring a good amount of points in this game. I think if White County is going to win this game, to me it is about what their offense is able to do. Are they able to replace Ryan Fowler effectively? How good is Trip Nix able to be in the passing game? If they're going to win it, I think, Walker, it's going to have to be a game in the style of the White County-Lumpkin County game from last year.
Shootout.
And White County's going to have to get into one of those kind of shootouts, and they're going to have to make the final play at the end to win it.
But how did White County get that game going? It was Trip Nix in the passing game. Lumpkin shut down Ryan Fowler in that game. If you remember,
early, he made some plays late.
But it was getting outside on swing passes and stuff like that. It wasn't the traditional run game, right?
Right.
So Trip Nix got the ball out of his hands, got it out wide quick, and forced secondary and skill guys to make plays or make plays against. I think that for White County to win, they're going to have their secondary make a play against somebody from Rabun County's offense, because Rabin's going to get the ball out wide quick. They're going to try and run the football to keep you honest, but they're going to try and get the ball out wide. Can one of the corners, can one of the safeties, can an outside linebacker make a big momentum-shifting play, I think goes a long way to figuring out if White County can get that win.
Yeah, this could be one of the best games in the area all week.
And we're comparing it to Buford Milton, and I mean, there's so many good games.
There are so many good games.
Jefferson Marist.
I mean, that's a great game. There's something about this White County team after talking to Chad Bennett this year. It's just that I really like where they are right now. And I think Trip Nix he had a good season. I think he's ready for a breakout season. If he has a breakout season, they are going to be hard to beat in 6-3A.
Yeah.
I just got to say, man, I just really think the trenches are going to play a huge, huge part in that game on Friday. All right, another big game, Wesleyan at Commerce. We know what Commerce has.
What a loaded slate, by the way. Let's just talk about that. What a loaded week one slate this is.
Huge.
Where, the 10th most interesting game is really interesting.
So you got two totally different offenses in this game. You've got kind of the spread from Wesleyan. You've got the, just run it down your throat, smash mouth football from Commerce. Almost 3,500 yards returning on the ground for them. And Coach Holler's back in the summer because, I did the story on them talking about trying to put together a consistent passing game with this offense. All right, guys, Commerce throws a consistent passing game into the offense.
That's not fair.
Hello?
Well,
I mean,
I'll play devil's advocate with you, Jeff. No, I'll let Jeff go first.
Me and Holler talked about this last year. Like, if you can get a screen pass to Jaden Daniels, do you realize? He goes, I know. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Well, he's got a couple of guys that he thinks that can throw the ball a little bit better than what he's had. Look, the quarterback they had last year, masterful job. I watched 5 games. I don't think I saw him drop the ball at all. And that's what you want when you're running the triple option. You can throw in a passing game with that. It's really not fair. It's not fair. When teams are going to stack 9 or 10 against you and you need to lob over them, come on. If they can put that into the offense.
Well, despite that, when you go the devil's advocate route, despite that, the amount of players that Commerce has returning on both sides of the ball, essentially the same team as last year.
Just to play devil's advocate, taking the passing game takes the ball theoretically out of Jaden Daniels' hands.
It definitely takes it out of Tyshawn Wiggins' hands.
It takes it out of Tyshawn Wiggins' hands for sure. Yeah, that's the other thing is like you're potentially, yes, you can get them in the passing game, but you're also going to be looking at tight ends.
I guarantee you they had a couple of receivers last year that could play anywhere and been
probably
close to 1,000-yard receivers.
Can I throw something into the mix here when talking about the quarterback play for Commerce and replacing the quarterback from last year? I think the thing that's getting lost in all the conversation I see around Commerce is, will they have a passing game? What kind of passing game will they be able to have? The underrated thing that nobody's talking about is whoever's playing quarterback needs to be able to execute that option as effectively as was done last year, because you can talk about getting the passing game back, but the first thing you got to do is butter your bread. And the buttering the bread for Commerce is an effective option game that gets Tyshawn Wiggins and Jaden Daniels into the kind of spaces they need to be to do the damage that they can do. And if they can do that, I think the passing game, whether or not it happens, will be way less significant than I think it's being made to be.
I think the bread is on the butter. I think the peanut butter and jelly is on the butter. I think we all understand what the butter is for Commerce. And I think what maybe some of this talk kind of gets lost in is talking about throwing a passing game in there. Coach Hollers and Commerce know exactly who they are. It's not like they're going to just line up and spread 5 out and just throw the football.
No, we're not talking about 20 attempts a game.
No, it's just an added, consistent advantage dimension. Yeah, that's a good word. Dimension.
Well, it's a shot. It's a shot play opportunity.
Right.
It's a chance for you to
the opportunity when you're in a tight game or you're in second round of the playoffs or third round, and maybe your run game is not really going that well. I know it's hard to say with those two coming back, but you give yourself some momentum if you can have that consistency, or have – when I say consistent, I mean a quarterback that can consistently make a good pass whenever needed.
By the way, what a great test early for Commerce's defense. They won't see a passing game this good until they play Rabin County. So this is a great test for them early.
And mentioning that, what's underrated about Commerce, because I saw like virtually every playoff game, and there was several different styles that they ran across. They have a really good, tough quick defense that can kind of match any style. They did a great job against Raven last year. Yes, it went down to it went to overtime, but they really held down.
It was a low-scoring game, though.
It was tremendous. Yeah, but they have a really good secondary. When you look at Jaden Daniels, he's in the secondary, but he's used when needed. So, that's how good they have a defense. I think this is it's a great test when they have Raven. They got Elbert coming up, but they're better than people think they are.
Well, and when it comes down to it, Wesleyan goes as Ben Brown goes.
That's correct.
That's where Wesleyan is going to have their bread buttered. They've got to have Ben Brown.
They got to protect Ben Brown.
They've got to protect Ben Brown and let Ben Brown have time to make some things go, Bo, because if Ben Brown is unable to get the ball out wide to his skill guys, this is going to be a really, really, really long night for the Wolves.
Yeah, the problem is he lost.
Well, it'll be a short night because Commerce is going to run the clock out.
That's a good point.
That's a great point. And you talk about Ben Brown, he lost his top 3 receivers. So,
but
even
Wesleyan,
his number 1 receiver, and I know.
Would you rather
got the depth.
Would you rather lose your top 3 receivers or lose your quarterback? I'd rather lose my top 3 receivers.
I would too, but what I'm saying is, who's he going to throw to? Like, who are the guys?
They're going to have guys. Wesleyan's going to have guys. That's the thing. Wesleyan,
yes, they will.
They've got.
We think they will.
They've got the area of Georgia that they can get guys. And when I say that they can get guys,
well, I mean, they're private.
We all know
They
what
can
we're
get
exactly.
guys.
They're private.
They can go get guys. All right, guys. We kind of forgot one thing. Seth?
Here's some things you need to know.
It's Jeff Hart's interesting stat of the show.
And that is Jeff Hart's stat of the show.
No, I was about to say, are we
Well, good show, guys.
Good show, guys.
Good job.
Come back.
What's your stat of the show?
It's 3,000. And it's the Commerce.
The year 3000, a song by.
Is that when you were born?
Who sang that song back?
I will let y'all
think of it.
The Jonas Brothers, maybe?
Yeah,
the
there it
Jonas
is.
Brothers. I was hoping I
get-
wouldn't be the one to know it, but to know that. But yeah.
Keep guessing, and I'll let you know when you get it. Is that it?
How many times you have
Asked us
forgot
about
how
the
to
Google
log
Drive.
into the Google Drive?
That would be 5,000.
Million. It's got to do something with some
This
stat.
It's something with this game,
Stat,
right?
Yes, it does. 3,000 is a number because we've talked about the dichotomy in styles. Ben Brown threw for over 3,000 yards last year. Commerce ran for over 3,000 yards last year. So neither one of them will get 3,000 in one game, but that's
Might get 300,
That
though.
would be really
Maybe
Yeah,
cool
they
if
could-
did.
yeah.
So the question becomes, if Wesleyan throws for 300 or Commerce runs for 300, who wins the game? That, I think, is
The question
key on
is,
this.
who wins if both of those things happen?
Okay, if both of those happen, who wins, you think?
That's a great question because if Commerce is running for
can't.
300
Comes
yards,
comes down to red zone scoring and turnovers.
well,
then.
that's what I was going to say. If Commerce runs for 300 yards, that means they're getting big chunk plays and quick touchdowns, which is not the way that Commerce traditionally wants to win a football game.
Although they won some football games
They
last year.
did.
They won the Albert County game.
They did.
doing that.
Right. No,
You got to think, though, for that game, that's
I
that
think
game
if
plan
Commerce runs for
Coach
300 yards, they win
methodical.
this game maybe handily.
Can I just say that being
Say it.
actually in studio for Jeff Hart's stat of the show, it's the same as if I'm in Virginia.
And now to the guest host. What a great way to wrap up this.
I
segment.
figured that.
All right, guys, we're kind of making this the redemption tour 2024 for our guest picker this week.
He
Week
needs it.
number
He needs it.
one, he needs some redemption as he finished at the bottom, the very, very bottom.
Coach, we're
Like
rooting for
the
you. We are
basement
rooting for you,
bottom.
Coach. We're rooting for you.
Now you got to remember, I went very early in the season, just like this year with no film. Everybody else had an advantage.
So you were week
So for
2
your-
last year, by the way.
Now,
So
yeah,
for-
you got week 1 last year, Coach.
I was about to say, so for redemption, you decided to come back and do the exact same thing again this year.
But, hey, Coach, if I told Bo that would be an excuse for me, but it's okay for you. How come is that is, Bo?
That's because you're in a walking excuse, Jeff. That's why.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's get
I
to
need
the
a
picks.
redemption tour. I
Coach,
need a redemption tour.
Welcome, Ryan Murray, Cherokee Bluff boys basketball coach of the house with us. Coach, how you been, man? You good?
I'm good.
You ready?
Been good. I am ready. School starts back, football starting back, and then basketball, of course, right after that. So, yeah.
Have you been watching some summer film to help you with this first week?
No. not.
Did you
Watch
mention,
basketball film?
Bo, did you mention to him what we talked about in the text message when we were talking about Redemption Tour, what he's going to have to do if he finishes at the bottom again?
I did not mention that, but it is a great plan. So the plan is if you finish at the bottom again.
We'll make a trophy for you this time, Coach.
But we're presenting it at Lanierland.
Oh, it was near then?
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Halftime or in between the two championship games.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's what I'm saying. While they do all the trophy presentations, all tournament team, and then at the end, we just walk out with Brian
Ricky Bobby on the top. If you ain't first, you're last.
Exactly.
I like that. Well, let's see. What Sutton was one above me?
Yeah, he was
So
one above you. Yeah.
Maybe
we
he
should
get him
bring him back in. We should just do the bottom finishers
We
in
should.
last year's Pick'em.
We
Is
had
that to make-
several,
our guests.
8 and 5.
Is
So
that to
yeah.
make
we
us
did.
look good again? Is that to make us look good again?
Well, I don't know how we're going to look.
Yeah, me either.
It's true.
All right, let's get
Speaking
to
of
these.
looking good, I won this thing.
Nobody
last year.
cares, Jeff.
Of course we
We
do.
talked about that
New
earlier
year,
in the
You've
show.
already
New year.
said
New
that.
year.
We've
You've already
already
said
said that, Jeff. Did you forget?
I am,
New year.
I am the returning
Probably.
champ.
New
Defending
year.
champion.
Nobody
Defending
cares.
champion.
Guess what?
I want to be called Jeff Hart, defending champion every week.
Congratulations. No one cares.
Thanks,
Please
Seth.
move along.
Thanks,
How
Seth.
does Seth talk with his mouth closed?
Sank that. I can't even.
Let's pick, Bo.
I've been practicing my
Let's get to the
ventriloquism,
picks.
and that was
What's
also
the order
me
of the
messing
That was
Bo
good.
up.
That was great.
What's the order?
Professional broadcaster
Okay.
Bo Wilson.
Here is the order of the picks today: Walker, Seth, Ryan, myself, Jeff, and Caleb.
Caleb, you get to go last.
Okay,
I actually like that.
Who am
know.
I after? Who
So
am I after?
You're after Bo.
You're after me.
Okay.
All right. So let's start. Top of the list. You ready?
Let's go.
Banks County at East Hall.
I mean, new head coach at Banks County. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take the Vikings at home. I just like the potential of that offense.
Is that Banks County minus 10? Is that what that is?
It is.
That is correct.
Wow.
Seth, you're after me.
I'm aware. I was here, and I heard that, even though sometimes it does not translate. But
He's stalling.
I'm going to actually counter you. I'm going to go East Hall.
I went East
You
Hall.
said, he said
He
East
went
Hall.
East Hall.
Where are we doing that thing again? Yeah. So I'll agree with you then.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's an early
Coattails.
day.
Coattails.
That is not listening number one of the 2024 Pick'em show.
Hit the button over there. We got
We
one
need
of
a, we
those.
need a not listening counter.
Pay attention, Seth. And go.
Go ahead, Coach.
Coach, you're up.
I'm going to go with East Hall as well. I just new coach at Banks, so it's going to take a little time. So give me the Vikings.
Yeah, I got to agree with that. New coach at Banks, Coach Winter. It'll be interesting to see what he does because he's changing up the offense over there. But I got to go with East Hall because I feel pretty good about East Hall.
I think that was one of the teams you said we need to look out for. I'm going to go with East Hall as well, but I tell you, Coach Winter's won everywhere he's went. Everywhere he's been, he has won.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to take long. I really don't. But I think opening game, I'm going to go with East Hall.
I'm going to be all by myself on this one. I actually like Banks County on the road in this one. Todd Winters come in, and I got a chance to see some of the film from their scrimmage against Johnson. I understand the idea around Johnson is you should be able to have a pretty successful scrimmage against him, but they looked really good running the football, and they've been pretty good running the football even in the last couple of years under Jay Reed, and East Hall's defense has struggled in the run game in years past. I could see this being a shootout, but I'm going to take Banks County on the road.
Okay.
Big game we talked about earlier in the show. Huge game. Battle of number ones.
Big,
Buford
big.
at Milton.
Wow.
I'm going to be there. I can't wait.
It's going to be an excellent game. I've used this philosophy for years. Why pick against Buford week 1? I don't remember the last time they lost a season opener. Anybody remember the last time they lost a season opener? This is probably the best chance of losing a season opener that they've had.
Can't
But
throw stats at
I'm
us
not
like that
going
on
to-
the first show.
But I'm not going to, Seth, pick against Buford because I can't remember the last time they lost a season opener. Give me the Wolves on the road. Close game, but I think they win it.
2 words: coat tails.
There you go.
I'm also just like right here with Buford on this. Me and Kayla are doing trying to put a little feature together about saying so long to Tom Ryden, and so I'm in a Buford mood today. We also got the lovely green of the screen that's not really there, but
Yeah,
it's
but-
there here for my eyes.
We'll
and
show
my
them
heart.
briefly what it looks like.
This isn't it, Tom Ryden.
It's green.
Screen.
And back to the normal
And
setting.
back to the normal setting. Are you not working?
Yeah, you got a problem with it.
Coach,
I am
who you
working,
got?
though. This whole show has worked for me.
I am going the opposite. I think they're probably going to finally lose a or a season opener. So give me Milton.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you, Coach. Buford working some things out. I know they have a ton of Power 4 superstar athletes over there. Milton has the same. But this at Milton season opener, I'm going to go with Milton.
I think Milton beats Buford last year. Buford lost a lot. Milton has anywhere between 14 and 18 starters on that team that rolled through 7A. I'm taking Milton at home.
I just don't know enough about Buford's offense to know if they will be able to keep up with what Milton can do throwing the football. And when you talk to the folks around Buford, the one question mark they have that they point to is secondary, and that might be the aspect that Milton is most equipped to exploit. So I'm going to take the Eagles at home. But again, this is an early season clash. Don't draw too much from this about what you might see out of Buford later on in the season.
No. Next.
Not listening. Number 2.
As I'm trying to figure out how to make check marks over here on this iPad.
boy.
Chastity at Franklin County. Have at it.
You know what? I'm going to go with
Chastity's
Chastity.
a favorite, too, by the way.
I'm going to go with the War Eagles. I think year 2 under Stuart Cunningham, getting that triple option wing T going. I think that this is the year that they are going to start seeing some of the fruits of the labor come to pass. I'll take Chastity on the road. Carnesville, a tough place to play, but I think the Chastity can get it done.
Not bad.
I'm gonna go opposite you. I'm gonna go Franklin County because I think it'll we get that possibly that one loss to light a fire under you, and then I think we see growth from that on.
So Seth's taking cannon fire. Got it.
Boom.
They fire that cannon so loud there.
We've all listened. I crave the sweet embrace of death, so it's okay. The slope of my mental health and the coincidence of this show beginning its season have like a negative correlation.
Fair.
If you get through this show, you might have a shot.
All right, what you got, Coach?
I'm going with the War Eagles. That's where I was before I was at here, and that cannon brings back nightmares when I played.
Yes.
So I'm not going with Franklin. Give me the War Eagles.
Man, but this is a interesting one to pick just because the Lions were Chastity favored by 1. Year 2 in this wing T for the War Eagles. They're on the road, though, so I think I'm going to go with Franklin County in this one.
Yeah, it's basically a toss-up game. I think Chessie is going to be improved, but that's nobody likes to go to Carnesville. It takes forever to get there.
It takes
out in the middle of nowhere.
There's a small dirt road that will bring you out right in front of the school.
Yeah,
it's true.
I'm gonna go with the Lions, but I would not be surprised if Chessie wins this game. But my gut says to go with Lions opening week.
I'm going to take Chastity.
Okay. All right, Forsyth Central and East Forsyth.
I don't know a whole lot about either one of these two teams. New head coach at East Forsyth. Forsyth Central's been up and down. I'll take the home team. Half Mile High Stadium. I know that's not what it's called, but I like it.
That.
Yeah, some people call it that. Give me the Broncos.
Let's see how this works. I adjusted my volume.
Works great, Seth.
There you go.
Yep.
Thanks.
Works great.
Thank you so much.
We can hear you.
Thanks. I'm appreciative of that. I'm going to go East Forsyth as well.
Coach?
Give me the Broncos as well.
I think I'm going to go with the Broncos. Yeah, Broncos.
Same here. I think they could have a better season than I think people were expecting. I mean, they bring back a decent amount of people, plus the quarterback.
I've got East Forsyth also.
Oh, a sweep. Our
That's
first
a
one of the
sweep.
season. First one.
Okay, another interesting game here. East Jackson at Winder Barrow. Winder Barrow is a favorite in this game.
Caleb, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh, no. What are you thinking?
Are you thinking what I think? Oh, God.
Fly, Eagles, fly! Fly, Eagles, fly!
Not this again.
Imagine that.
Not again.
I'm only here once a year.
He had to do it. He had to do it.
I have to go find the Eagle screech sound again.
Okay. What you got, Seth?
I thought you were like
It's all
giving
you
a
do.
pause for me to do the Eagle screech sound. I'll do this. I'll just do it because I want to do it once. Sure, why not? We'll fly.
fly.
Where's the sound effects?
It'll be in there in post.
What are you, a mute eagle?
Yes.
Do you want a bird noise fun fact?
Nope.
Sure.
No.
This
Move
could
along.
be the Did You Know with Caleb.
Oh.
But
Fun fact from Caleb.
so when you hear the bird screech sound effect used for a sports team, that's a hawk. No other bird makes that kind
That's
of
true.
Screech sound. So eagles, they just kind of chirp. They don't
This
really
is
have an
true.
impressive
It's
sounding
usually
call.
all labeled like hawk screech.
It's hawks.
audio files.
Did you know that, Coach?
I did not. I'm a Cowboys
That's a
fan, so
did
I
you
don't
know.
like it.
Bam.
All right, Coach, who you picking?
Let me go with Wanda Barrel.
Yeah, I think I'm going to jump on the Double G Bulldogs and pick Winder Barrow in this one.
Yeah, this was a hard one because I think East Jackson's a team to kind of look out for, but Wanderbearer, they just probably gonna have a little more, so I'm gonna take Wanderbearer.
Bigger school. They're generally a little bit bigger up front on the line of scrimmage than East Jackson. So unfortunately, Walker, I'm also going to go with Winder
And he
Barrow.
goes
Can't
away
wait for the
from it.
scoreboard show Friday night.
Hey, I hope I'm wrong.
All right, guys, new look offense from Gainesville. They're traveling down to Marietta, one of their first 7 road games this season. What say you, Walker?
The defense from Gainesville, I think, is definitely their better side of the football. Add in Jeremiah Ware on the offensive side. I think they're going to have enough weapons and enough defensive stops to eke out a close win.
Hello, Seth.
Number 3.
That was not me not paying
Seth.
attention. That's me adjusting my
Hi,
audio
Seth.
again to
Hi,
make
Seth.
me
It's your
sound
pick, Seth.
better.
Seth,
Yes,
it's your pick.
I understand that. Gainesville.
The pick is in.
Gainesville.
Coach,
Big Red.
ooh, he said.
I
Big
don't
Red.
think this is going to be close at all. I think Gainesville wins at least a couple.
I just
touchdowns
don't know what that offense is going to look
I
like.
think it's
That's
gonna be
that's the
fine.
big thing.
Yeah.
I agree with you. We don't know what the offense.
So
is
I'm
gonna
going
be.
with Gainesville, by the way, since it was my pick. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
You said it. That's when I
Yeah,
started
you
talking.
said Gainesville.
so.
You said
Next.
Gainesville.
Jeff.
I'm going to go Gainesville also.
Okay. All right.
I think the offense is something to look for, but I don't know if Marietta is going to score on that defense. I don't know.
Gainesville's been really good in their first 2 season openers under Josh Niblett. They went to Marist and blasted Marist a couple of years ago. So I like Gainesville on the road in this one at Marietta. I do think defense is the key, but I think they win comfortably. I don't think it's a down to the wire game.
Good pick.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to Hab Central at Stevens County, a big rival game. Stevens a 15-point favorite in this game. Walker to concur.
I think I'm going to take the Indians at the reservation. Toccoa, a tough place to play. Habersham's going to have a lot returning. Check out the story I wrote in the Kickoff magazine. Shameless plug. So I think that I think between the offensive line that Habersham's going to have, they're going to be able to move the football. I just think playing at Stevens County is such a tough place to play. Season opener. I think the Indians pull this one out.
2 words. Say 'em with me, everybody.
Stevens
Coattails.
Not only did only 2 of you speak, you both managed to not say the same thing. Why
Coach?
you fist bump for that?
Comedy gold.
Coach.
Yeah, Stevens County. It's a tough place to win if you're the visitors. So give me Stevens.
Man, this is a tough pick, in my opinion. I think Habs. I'm kind of on the Jeff Hart bandwagon with this region championship talk in that region between Hab and Jackson.
Are you recording that, Seth?
But I am not totally on board with Jeff Hart. So I'm going to go with the Indians.
Javon Gordon. That's it.
Okay.
Stevens County. They've got. He's going to be the best player on the field, and I think Hab. Look, it went down to a fourth quarter rally last year. I think it will be another close game. I mean, I would say Habersham's definitely going to cover the 15 points, but Stevens has Javon Gordon, and I think he'll be the difference maker in the end.
Last year, Habersham almost pulled the upset at home, and when they lost that game that they had total control of in the fourth quarter, it felt like it took them like a month to get back up off the mat emotionally from that. That was just a classic rivalry game last year in Mount Airy. I think Stevens County probably wins this one comfortably. I think Stevens is the better team.
Jackson County's traveling to Flowery Branch this week. Flowery Branch, an 11-point favorite in this one, Walker.
I think that Jackson County is the prohibitive favorite to win that region. I understand the Habersham Central discussion, Jeff, but I think Jackson County is going to be the best offensive team in that region. I'm going to take Jackson County.
2 words again.
Now, I've decided that I, don't have to stay where I wanted to because I have a mobile mic now. So this is going to be real fun real fast. I'm actually going to go opposite and go Flowery Branch.
Okay.
Home team.
Okay.
Coach?
Jackson County. I'm going to take them.
Yeah, I'm going Jackson County as well.
Same here. I don't know that Jackson County is the prohibitive favorite. I think most people outside of our area are probably going to take Clark Central, traditional team.
Yeah, that's fair.
But Jackson County, I agree with you. I think they have the best team. That is a team in 5A to look out for. They had 140 in the summer dress out, is what Corey Mobs told me. So if you've got those kind of numbers, they can go too deep across the offense and defensive line right now.
Jackson County it is for you.
Jackson County.
Okay.
Yeah, I got Jackson County also.
All right, Jefferson Marist today. Whatever polls you want to look at, you could call this a battle between 2 number ones. We've got Jefferson ranked first in our poll, our composite poll, and Marist, I think, in the private school polls ranked 6th.
Well, they're not in a private school poll because remember
that's
they're
right.
in 5A.
They're in their 5A.
Right.
That's right. So they're ranked 6th, I think,
4A,
in
maybe.
4A.
Maxwell has them number 1.
Okay. Well, what you got?
I'm hesitant to pick Jefferson because what's the offense going to look like without Sammy Brown? That's 2,500 rushing yards that's lost at Jefferson, plus the impact in defense, plus the impact in special teams, and you've got to go on the road. I think Jefferson can keep it close, but I think Marist has enough at home to win this one.
I'm going to go with the same thing on that one. I think Marist will probably, pull it out. I think Jefferson keeps it pretty close. Just similarly to how I said Chestatee earlier, this is a game where you figure some stuff out, and then we see improvement from here on.
So who'd you go with?
I think he went with Marist.
I think he went with
said
Marist.
Marist.
He said Marist.
Not listening, number 4.
Coach?
What's his little saying? Coattails? I'll take Marist as well.
Yes, sir. Coattails. That's how we do it.
Look, I know there's a lot of questions around Jefferson. You talk about the Samuelis Jefferson Dragons. That's huge. But they do have a lot others coming back that were key players for them last year. They did lose some on the offensive line. But Marist is just a machine, man. I mean, it's like every year. So, yeah, I'm going to jump on those coattails. So I hope the coat is very strong because I'm jumping on there. I think Marist gets the win.
I think Marist wins this one, but that Jefferson defense is going to be really good, better than we think. So I think it's a close game, but I think being at home, first game, I'm going to go with Marist.
Yeah, this is the toughest one to me to pick here in week number 1. I'm going to go with Marist. I did this 2 years ago when Gainesville went down there to open because Gainesville had a lot of question marks with a new head coach, and I was like, well, Marist is consistent, and then Gainesville just blew out Marist. So I could be totally wrong. Kind of hope I am because I'd like to see Jefferson, continue to do well.
Same here.
I'm going to go with Marist, though. I'm taking the safety pick on that one.
Lakeview Academy at Lanier Christian. What you got, Walker?
I'm going to take the Lions. I think new head coach at LCA, they've got to figure some things out, a little bit of consistency at the quarterback position with Lakeview. I got the Lions in a close one.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with everything you said.
Sounds like you're in a hole, Seth.
I mean, you could call it that. Yeah, I'm going to go with Lakeview Academy. I think I'm going to do the rest of the show from down here, guys.
Okay.
Coach?
Lakeview as well.
Yeah. I mean, the LCA does have a new coach, but he's been on staff. So, I think there's going to be some continuity in that. But Lakeview, I'm going to go with Lakeview.
I can't believe I'm the first one to do this. LCA gets their first win over a GIAA or GHSA school. I'm going to take the Lightning. They have more numbers than Lakeview.
Nice.
They have a little more continuity, and they have a pretty decent offensive line. I'm going to take LCA. I guess that's an upset. I don't know. But
All right.
According to the Maxwell line, it is.
Mm-hmm. Lakeview, I know Lakeview looked pretty good in their scrimmage game. I'm going to take the Lions in this one. I think, like to what they said about continuity early in the season, I tend to lean on that a little bit for these season openers. So I'm going to take Lakeview Academy to beat Lanier Christian.
North Forsyth at Wheeler. By the way, and I did say Wheeler. It's actually Wheeler. So, Nofo, the favorite in this game.
Yeah, I'll take
Seriously, Bo?
Yeah,
Seriously?
that's what I said, Wheeler.
I'll take Nofo.
Seth,
he came out of his hole.
where you going?
Somewhere.
Oh, you're coming back over here behind us?
Why?
Hey, Seth.
With all of us.
Why?
Who you picking, Seth?
I'm going to go North Forsyth.
Okay. Coach?
Same, North Forsyth.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Nofo in this one.
Yeah,
gonna stay
I'll
here?
go with Nofo also.
I got North Forsyth.
Oh, there's a clean
This is
sweep of that one.
distracting.
Okay.
Raven
Very
County at White County in an interesting game here, Walker.
This is going to be a fun one because I think White County has the ability to kind of pull off a couple of upsets in Region 6 3A and potentially push for the number 2 spot. Raven's really good traditionally. They're going to be a little bit more run-based this year. I think it's a close one in Cleveland. I'm going to take Raven, though.
Yeah, agreed. I don't think it's going to be by 13, as the line says, but I'm going to go Raven. I'm also going to go back to my spot.
Thank you.
See you, Seth.
Smells over here.
Too bad Ryan can't see this.
No,
Yeah,
that's a good.
He'll get to see it in
yeah.
post.
What you got, Coach?
Raven County as well.
Man, this one here. Ugh. Yeah.
This is me and you have discussed this game probably more than any other
Yeah,
in
and
the
we
office.
discussed it earlier in the show too, and this one just This one in Cleveland. I got to go with Raven.
I want to go with Raven because it's hard to pick against Raven. But I tell you, I have a feeling about this White County team. I think they're a dark horse to win 6-3.
Is that a
So I'm
little
going with White County.
bit of foreshadowing for his new segment coming up next?
It could be.
Sure.
I'm going to go with White County.
He did say the word dark horse.
Did I hear news segment?
Yes, there is a new segment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, were you not in the meeting, Seth?
We're running out of time. How much
Yeah.
time is left on the
Probably like 10
come
minutes.
over here
Okay.
and
I'll
click
say,
it.
I
Probably
can't
like
see
10
the
minutes.
screen.
Hurry up.
It's okay.
I think we can do this.
Let's go rapid fire.
Let's go rapid fire for
Rapid
the next
fire,
one.
Coach.
Well, you
Wait,
got to
I
make your
didn't-
pick.
I gotta
yeah,
make my
for-
pick.
yeah.
I'm going White County, by the way. White
Yeah,
County.
we knew that.
I am going Raven County.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Rapid fire.
Rock Springs at Riverside.
Give
Go.
me the Jeff Lee Riverside Eagles.
Okay. Seth.
Riverside.
Jeff?
Riverside.
Jeff. I'm sorry, Coach and Jeff. My bad.
You got to
No,
pick
you're
two.
next.
No, I'm next. Sorry. I'm going to go with Riverside.
I'm going to go with Rock Springs. I'm either going to be way out ahead of all you guys or I'm going to be dead last.
Hey,
after the first
Walker
week.
talked about the cannon at Franklin. They're bringing back the cannon at
I
Riverside.
love it.
Fire it. I got Riverside.
Boom. Seconder at West
Hey,
Hall.
I got this for you, Walker. Eagles.
Okay, that's yeah.
Seconder at West Hall, Walker.
Spartans in the hot gates.
Okay.
They looked really good against Lumpkin County in a loss in the scrimmage.
Seth.
Agreed. I was there
Okay.
at that scrimmage. Looking pretty solid. Let's go West Hall.
Coach.
I'm a Johnson Knight alum, so second year.
Why didn't we bring him in for the Battle of Oakwood?
I am going. Yeah, well, we yeah.
Too late.
We'll just
too late.
We'll just record him at some point.
All right, here we go. I'm going to go with West Hall.
Rapid fire.
I'm going to go with West Hall.
I am actually going to take Seconder on the road. I like what Tony Lottie is doing there in North Gwinnett.
Towns County at Murray County.
I'll take the favorite at home, Murray County.
I'm taking Towns.
Hey, when in doubt, always go with a Murray. Give me Murray County.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey, I'm jumping
like
on those
it.
coattails.
I
I'll
got-
take Murray as well.
You know, I'm going to go with Towns also.
I got the Indians.
Okay.
Murray County Indians.
Yeah, they're both the Indians.
So everybody but Seth. Okay. All right.
No, I took
No,
Towns.
Jeff took
and
Towns.
Jeff.
I'm not alone.
Yep, you're not alone. Wesleyan at Commerce.
This one's going to be fun. I think Commerce rushing game wins this one, shortens the game. Ben Brown just doesn't get enough possessions.
Seconded.
I agree.
Agree.
Commerce.
I got
Tigers.
Commerce.
All right. Well,
To the last one.
to the very last pick that we saved for Coach Ryan Murray.
I
It
think
is-
he's done better than last year.
I think he's done
yeah.
better too. Lumpkin County at Cherokee Bluff. Do the Bears have enough to stop Cal Faulkner?
We'll let Coach,
Coach,
get his go.
you go
Coach,
first.
Go.
Let's see. Yeah, he's going to make the trip down, but the Bears all the way. So
What's the key in your opinion? You've seen him. You've seen him in practice.
I think they'll be able to contain him. I mean, Faulkner's a good quarterback. Everybody knows that, but I think the defense is ready. Tommy's got the boys going, and home game, not having to do the Kelky Kell, down. So here, home crowd, everybody's ready to go. So Bears are going to pull it off.
All right.
I'm torn in this one, guys. Lumpkin alma mater. Played for Tommy Jones in high school.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so
wow.
this one's a tough one. I'm excited to be in the building or the stadium, I guess. Technically, it's outdoors. I'm going to take Lumpkin because I think that the Lumpkin rushing game, even without Mason Sullins, they've got enough to be able to keep the Cherokee Bluff defensive line honest to allow Cal to get outside and make plays with his feet. Very close game. Cherokee Bluff, a very good team. I think definitely a contender to make a very good playoff run. I just think that Lumpkin's got enough to stay balanced.
How good is Lumpkin's field goal kicker? Anybody know?
Josue Nieto, he's a 3-year senior.
Okay. Seth?
Had to be a setup.
I'm gonna go with Lumpkin as well. Seeing them in that scrimmage against West Hall, looking pretty powerful. That run game is looking really potent. So I'm gonna go with Lumpkin.
Close
Nieto's
one here.
name's fun to say.
Close one here. I think Lumpkin wins it by a field goal.
Wow.
There it is.
Coach, I'm with you on this. I think the difference in this game is the Cherokee Bluff secondary. That's where their strength is.
Yeah.
So they might be able to shut down that pass game, be able to stack the box. I'm going to take Bluff.
I'm going to go with Lumpkin County. I think this is close, but I'm taking the best player on the field at the most influential position on the field, and that's Cal Faulkner at quarterback for Lumpkin County. So I'm going to take the Indians on the road. Very competitive game, though, I think.
Coach, do you feel good about your picks?
Oh, yeah.
Lock them in, folks. Lock them in. Coach, we hope.
Should we
hope
give
this
him
is-
a chance to, if he wants to change one
No.
since he was last
No.
place
No.
last year?
No.
Oh.
No.
Coach, I tried.
No, he's,
Sorry.
he's good.
I know. No, I don't need any changes. I'm good.
Well, Coach, we'll find out Friday night how you've done. And believe me, we'll text you. Thanks, Coach. Have a good rest of your day, man.
Appreciate it.
Yes,
Y'all do the
sir.
same.
Cherokee Bluff boys basketball coach Ryan Murray joining us here on the Pickem Show. Coming up next, we're going to take a look at our news segment.
News segment.
I feel like we need to talk about the new segment now. New segment.
More of a rebrand.
It is
but
a rebrand.
Yeah.
Definitely a rebrand of the
We're
segment.
making it more fun.
It is more fun. It's more of a point-based, but it actually is a points-based system. We're calling it the Dark Horse Dogs.
I love it. Dogs.
How are we spelling it?
All right, so here
How
are
are
the
we spelling it?
Here are the rules.
How do you think we're spelling it?
Here are the rules, Jeff. Here are the rules.
I already know the rules.
You
but
must
thank
pick an underdog that is +4 or more.
you. Right.
Okay?
None of these toss-up games.
A
Right.
push is worth 1 point.
What's a push?
A push is when
The team wins
the
by
team
4.
wins by 4.
The exact
Yeah,
spread.
or
yes.
3 or
I'm,
7 or
I'm
whatever.
telling it for them.
Okay.
Right. Oh,
Cover is
Same
if
pick
you
order?
cover,
If you cover.
We'll get there.
we'll get there. If you cover, you get 2 points. Okay? Means you
So that
cover.
means get inside
this
the
is the
spread.
part you're going to
That's right.
like, Seth.
It is?
Yes.
An outright win.
So you pick your underdog. If they win the game,
Yeah?
If they win the game,
You get as
you
many
get
points
as many points as the
they
spread
were an
was.
underdog to.
so if you pick an 11-point underdog and
get
they
a-
win the game, you get 11
You get
points.
11 points.
So what's the drafting order here? Because I've got one that I really want to
All
do.
Well-
right, so the drafting order going from the locks last year, the old segment, it's you, me, Jeff, Walker, Seth.
It's by order of how we finished last year.
Yes.
So who won that?
So I want to be,
Caleb.
I want to,
Caleb.
we're doing a points-based system
Yeah.
Yeah,
now?
instead of wins losses.
That's right.
Just points based.
That's right.
Wins losses is
You have
there's
to
not
take
enough
an
parity.
underdog who is
No, I understand. I'm just gonna wait and see how long the keeping track of the points deteriorates.
It's on me. It's on me.
It's
on me. It's on me. It's on me.
Okay, all right.
It's on me.
As long as it's on
As long
Walker.
as he doesn't have to
As
do
long
it.
as it's on Walker, we'll be okay.
All right. So, Caleb?
So I feel bad now because there's some
That
people.
was some well-timed closing of the explanation of the music.
Yes,
There's some people who know me who aren't going to be happy that I was like enthusiastic about getting the first pick to take this one.
Well, I'm happy. I'm not happy because I know you.
Thanks.
Well done.
I really like Jackson County on the road at Flowery Branch.
That's a great pick.
And so them plus 11, if I get that one outright, I get 11 points.
That's it.
Give me that one.
It's risk reward.
It is risk reward.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Oh, we did mention you can't pick the same
yeah.
as
You
anybody
can't-
else. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a draft.
Look, I know that I went with
We couldn't do
Stevens
that
County
before,
to
right?
win the game.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
But new rebrand. Make sure that
Just
yeah.
make sure that stays
correct.
canon.
I'm going to go.
Don't you dare.
Home? You're gonna go home?
I'm going to go with White County.
White County is in a 13
Plus
point
13.
underdog.
Jackson County is plus 11, by the way. I should have said that.
Okay. Bo's going for the lead. He's
Yeah,
going for the lead.
Bo's going for the 13 point lead. Jeff, who you got?
Oh,
You're next. Yeah.
This is the one that jumped at me right off the bat. I am going to take Rock Springs Christian over Riverside.
That's an 18 points right there.
18-point dog against a team that's at a 25-game losing streak with a new coach.
I think you're going to get the cover. I will say that. I think that 18 points is a lot in that game.
Oh yeah, that's a huge
So
number.
I think you're a
Huge
2-point lock for sure.
I mean, I'm not.
I'm just going to say that.
I know I picked Rock Springs to win that game in the picks. I'm not supremely confident, but I just feel like for 1 point, if they win by one, I get 18 points. I'll take it.
That's true.
I'll take it.
I am going to take East Hall over Banks County. East Hall plus 10. I think that the Vikings, like I said when we made the picks, I think their offense has the ability to do something special against a new coached Banks County team. I'll take the Vikings plus 10, and I'll just, keep up with everybody, kind of like in the Olympics marathon. You just want to keep in touch with the leaders.
Yeah.
Don't want to be outright the winner right off the bat.
I got you. Pace yourself. Right. Seth?
I'm gonna double down on my Towns County pick.
Oh.
Okay, so 7 points.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna go conservative in the points.
It's week one. It's week one.
It's
So-
week one,
so-
and I finished very poorly.
So
last
here's the
year.
thing. So Seth,
What's the thing?
you're going to be
What's
after
your
the
thing?
first
New
week.
segment, Jeff's
You're
thing.
still going to be in last place. So
Unless he covers and you don't win, in which
Yeah.
case you're tied for last.
we're all going to.
What if Riverside wins by 17 or 19 points?
And then you get 0 points.
And then what happens?
I won't be here.
You have to have a retraction next week.
All right, who's next?
That's it.
That's it.
That's
Roll
everybody.
our
That's
music.
everybody.
Let's get out of here.
Let's go.
Roll it.
Wow,
roll it.
let's go
roll
home.
it. Do you know what our
Guys,
music is? Where's our
Seth,
music, Seth? Hey,
Seth,
Seth.
guys.
Seth.
Music.
Go!
Hey, that's it.
Seth.
Hey guys,
Hey,
thanks for having me in the studio.
It's fun to have you here, Walker.
it's
Yeah.
real fun to have
I'll
you.
be back. I'll be back on the computer screen somewhere around here next week.
And you
maybe.
know what? Thank goodness, because we'll have some elbow room.
Listen, what I think we should
I
do.
got elbow room. Look at this.
So do I.
Hey, 3
You
games,
don't
3
have elbow room on the
stations.
screen. You do not have elbow
Make
room.
sure you tune it in, folks. You can check out Lumpkin at Cherokee Bluff 550, Jefferson at Marist on 102.9, and Gainesville at Marietta over on 94.5 at AM 1240. The Lake also. We got a little tailgate show coming up. Caleb, what's that looking like?
Well, we're going to preview that Cherokee Bluff Lumpkin County game that we're going to have on AM 550 and get everybody ready for the start of the season.
Yes,
We got
sir.
some prizes to give away, so we're going to have a good time.
And don't forget, these 2 goons will be back with you on the scoreboard show after all the action's over with. These 2 right here, the
Are you
Eagles.
are you
The
going to be
Eagles will
live on the
be
scoreboard
live
show
on the
this time?
scoreboard.
I was live on it
away.
last year.
Yeah,
But I
he
mean,
was.
in studio.
No, he's going home
In
after
person.
the show.
In
He's going
person.
back to
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
flying
he's
back to
bye-bye.
Norfolk.
All
Bye-bye.
right,
Bye-bye.
look, we got to get out of here. Make sure
Wow.
you check our Friday Game Night page out on X, and also check out accesswdun.com for stories, photos, pictures, and much, much more. That's all coming up week 1 of high school football season. Who's ready? Woohoo! Yes, sir. We'll see you Friday night.
Bye-bye.
Yeah!
Seth, where are you?
I have got to go to the bathroom so bad. Gotta go. Here we go.
Hurry up. We got
So guys,
What?
guys, I'm here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I tell you I'd bring if I came in studio?
Oh, did we get some swag?
Did you bring us some swag?
Builder swag.
Oh, you get some swag, and you get some swag, and you get some swag.
How about you now?
Hey,
Wait, I got a 2X. I got a 2X.
They're all 2X. It's either 2X or small.
Wait, Jeff, you gotta put it on.
Small.
Put it on.
It's either normal
Put it on, Jeff.
or Jeff.
Jeff, put it on. Come on, Jeff.
Wow.
Oh, that's good. Oh, I love it.